Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel in partnership with sharpbetting.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all your betting tips, expertise and analysis, not only for boxing but for the likes of football, horse racing, basketball and other sports as well. So if you're into a multitude of sports and a betting person, please check them out, sharpbetting.co.uk. Yeah, so it's just me, Noel, here giving a quick solo reaction to what we've just seen from Florida as Edgar Berlanga has made a successful return to the ring, an explosive and successful return to the ring in Florida after brave decision loss to Canelo Alvarez last year, the great pound for pound Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, getting his career back on track now, and he stopped Jonathan Gonzalez-Ortiz, very decisively in inside around in Florida. So that'll do him absolutely the world of good as he looks to get back towards world title contention at 168 pounds. Yeah, as I say, in terms of the fight itself, not much to discuss. Didn't go 3 minutes. Berlanga dropped some heavy with a big left hand, right as Gonzalez Ortiz thrown his own left hand, floors him heavy. And to be honest, it could have been stopped there and then. Dropped him very heavily. Gonzalez Ortiz was really hurt. Got up after a few seconds, seemed to have a relatively clear head, but gets dropped again, heavily again, legs still shaky. And then a third time, as the ref waves it back on, a huge finishing flurry from Berlanga sends Gonzalez Ortiz kind of slumping against the ropes. Quite kind of rough looking ending, but yeah, that's all in terms of the fight. As I say, Berlanga back after the Canelo loss, back with a bang. Needed that confidence booster. He didn't disgrace himself against Canelo last year, of course, but just to get him back with that mean streak, and he showed a really good killer instinct there tonight against Gonzalez Ortiz. So that's good to see. The question would be now, what's next for Edgar Berlanga? He's still a young man. And it's a very interesting division, 168 pounds. You've got the undisputed title fight between Canelo and Skull coming up in the first weekend of May. That'll be an interesting one. Maybe Berlanga is still another one or two fights away from getting back into a world title contention. Who knows what's going to happen after if Canelo wins and goes undisputed again. Will he kind of move up or what, or will he have a Crawford fight? Will some of the belts become vacated? Who knows? Yeah, Berlanga's an interesting one. He gets a lot of stick. He gets a lot of kind of unnecessary flack for me. I like Berlanga. I think he's exciting. He's very rough around the edges, very crude fighter. But I think that's what makes him exciting. His explosiveness, his power, his youth, his kind of charisma as well. I think he's a really enjoyable watch. No fighter is perfect, especially 168 pounds. It's not the greatest division in the world outside of Canelo. So, I think his positive attributes, his bullet strength and his explosiveness and his power will get him quite far. And he proved a lot against Canelo. He showed grit in that fight too. But yeah, I like Edgar Berlanga. I really do. And in terms of what's next, there's a lot of interesting options. You've got Christian and Billy, who's kind of knocking on the door of world title shots himself. You've got Kevin Sajo. It looks like he's fighting Oakley's Iglesias, which is a fascinating fight at 168 pounds. The winner of that'll put themselves right on the doorstep too. You've got other names like former world champion Caleb Plant, who still, if he has anything left, is going to be a problem for anyone with his boxing skills. And a fight with Edgar Berlanga and Caleb Plant would be really interesting to see how Edgar Berlanga deals with that type of fighter, that slick back foot boxer. How he kind of, as I say, not get frustrated, deal with that style of fire, that slippery, awkward customer. As I say, if Caleb Plant has anything left, who knows? Probably beats Edgar Berlanga for me if he's relatively close to his best. I think Caleb Plant is a really brilliant fighter. You've got Diego Pacheco, another young, unbeaten prospect at super middleweight, 23-0. Tall, rangy, powerful combination puncher. Fascinating fight with Edgar Berlanga if that happens. Great to see two young, hungry fighters as well facing off. It will be at this stage of their careers. In terms of a winner, who knows? To be honest, who I'd pick in that. Pacheco, as I say, the size, the range that he doesn't always use to his advantage. He has the tools, but he doesn't always use them. Again, still young, still learning. I might edge him over Berlanga, to be honest, in that. The fight for me, though, there's only one fight for me that I'd love to see next for Berlanga, and that's against Jaime Munguia. I know Jaime Munguia is coming off a bad knockout loss, and he's looking to avenge that loss against Bruno Sorasi on the Canelo card in the first weekend of May across Sorasi with the upset of the year last year when he knocked out Jaime Munguia heavily knocked him out, and a non-puncher. That's what made it even more shocking. It wasn't as if Bruno Soras is a huge puncher and caught Munguia, not a big puncher at all, and done something Canelo couldn't do and stopped him heavily in that one. But yeah, Munguia looking to kind of avenge that loss in May in Saudi Arabia, and I think he will. I really think he will avenge that loss. I think it was one of those fights that he got caught cold and got put down. It happens a lot of times in boxing. But maybe what if he's not? What if that chain was cracked and we've seen chains get cracked and be irreversibly damaged. So who knows? That could be the case for Jaime Munguia. If I had to pick a winner, I think Edgar Berlanga against Jaime Munguia would be incredibly violent. They're both similar fighters in that they're crude, but they're bullishly strong, explosive, and really heavy-handed. So I think it'll be violent and it would not go the distance at all. I think that'll be fascinating to watch. If I had to pick a winner, I'd say maybe, we don't know yet. Of course, he still has to get past Saras, and as I say, maybe the chin will be irreversibly damaged, so I might edge an Edgar Berlanga knockout in that one. But yeah, that'll be an absolute war while it lasts. But yeah, there's plenty of options for Berlanga. There really is, and bouncing back tonight with a knockout win will do his confidence the world of good. But yeah, as I say, he didn't disgrace himself against Canelo, and he's back in the winner circle now tonight, and hopefully pushing on towards huge fights now for the rest of 2025 and beyond. So yeah, that was just a quick reaction from myself to what we've seen tonight from Florida. Orlando, as Edgar Berlanga, the big punch in Edgar Berlanga, has rebounded from the loss to Canelo Alvarez last year as he's demolished Jonathan Gonzalez-Ortiz in one round. Um, yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. What did you make of the performance, the brief performance? Were you impressed? And most importantly, let us know what you want to see next. The names I've mentioned, there's a lot of fascinating matchups there for Edgar Berlanga. Who would you like to see him face next? And can he eventually win a world title? Let us know what you think. Get involved. We'd really appreciate it. As always, if you could like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBR Boxing. Follow us on all social media. And as I said at the start of the video, please check out sharpbetting.co.uk. If you like a dabble on a number of different sports, check those guys out. Amazing expertise, analysis, in-depth analysis on a lot of different sports. So yeah, check those guys out as well. And until next time, take care.